In high-pressure environments, calm isn't always a luxury. It's a leadership superpower. Regulating the nervous system and building emotional resilience could be the key to navigating rapid change and the ongoing uncertainty we continue to see. Joining me today to speak more on this is Louise Siwicki, fertility and leadership wellbeing expert, here to break down a little bit more about how calm can really change everything in the workplace. Tell me more about this.
Calm is the best strategy that you haven't actually thought about yet. I mean, we normalise stress. When you think about it, we normalise anxiety. We normalise busyness. I mean, the research shows us that 52% of us are chronically stressed and 80% of us will experience burnout at some point in our lives. So we all have dysregulated nervous systems, which means that the prefrontal cortex isn't working correctly. We're not thinking right. We are not making aligned decisions, we're experiencing brain fog. You know, all of these things are having a massive impact on our ability to show up and perform to 100%. So calm it's not a mindset tool, it's actually a nervous system regulation. So it's biology. So we think we can think ourselves calm, it's just not the case. So understanding that by regulating our nervous system, we can create balance in the body again, and from that place we can find calm is really important.
I think that's a very good point you've made, and I'm glad we're having this discussion, because it does feel like sometimes you get into that habit, that routine, and you're just constantly working and operating and living even in that fight or flight position. But how does the nervous system give leaders an edge in business?
So what happens is when our nervous system is dysregulated, we're not thinking properly, okay? So we're not making clear aligned decisions. So when leaders have a dysregulated nervous system, they're not thinking correctly. They're not showing up to their highest capacity. They're making silly decisions. They're perhaps they're getting caught up in perfectionism. They're getting caught up in fear, paralysis. Decision paralysis is another biggie as well. So we're not showing up and we're not making clear, aligned decisions when our nervous system is dysregulated, which means we're not able to lead to the highest capacity.
You're basically burning the candle at both ends in many ways. But why is emotional safety such a strategic advantage? This is an interesting one when it comes to the emotional and safety aspect of this.
Because 80% of us will experience burnout. 52% of us are living in chronic stress and we've normalised it. So that means half of the leaders out there don't understand how to regulate their nervous system. So if you understand how to regulate your nervous system, if you understand how important calm is, and you use those tools and strategies to create calm in your body, then that's the best strategy around at the moment, because you've got that edge. It's the calm advantage.
Absolutely. I'm curious to know what it means to break up with perfect as a leader. This is something you wanted to touch on as well.
Perfect. We all, especially as leaders, there's this absolute need to be perfect, and it creates paralysis. It creates a stress response in the body. We have this fear that if we're not perfect, then we've failed, we're not showing up correctly, it paralyzes us. So breaking up with perfect is something I'm really passionate about, because you don't have to be perfect to be a leader. Vulnerability is a big topic of conversation at the moment, and it's something that, being perfectly, none of us are perfect. So we don't want a perfect leader. We want someone that's human and that is giving their best to their organisation, to their people, to their workforce, whoever it is, and can admit that they're not perfect, yet put the people on their team that they need in order to help them along the way to create the best outcome possible.
It does, in many cases, take a village, and I think, again, that vulnerability that leads to speaking to people and actually opening up and engaging not only makes you more authentic as a leader, but also more human. I think it's interesting sometimes to reflect on how sometimes I think we are almost addicted to this way of living, this stress. We're addicted to stress, we're addicted to anger, we're addicted to these emotions, and I think it's a really potent thing to sit back, take a look at, and try to disconnect from. If people do want to continue this discussion with you, Louise, and perhaps unpack a little bit of their own stuff, where's the best place to go and learn more?
My name is Louise Siwicki, and I think I'm the only one in Australia. So my LinkedIn, all of my socials, my website is all Louise Siwicki. So if you just Google my name, you'll be able to find me everywhere.
Louise, thank you again for joining me on the program, bringing a little bit of calm to an otherwise chaotic world here at Ticker. I appreciate your time. It's been a busy, busy one.
No worries. Thank you.